Welcome to Whispers of Heaven. Today we're unveiling one of the most captivating and mysterious events in the world, the election of the Pope. It's not your typical election. There are no campaign ads, no public speeches, and certainly no debates. Instead, it's a sacred and secretive process that has been centuries in the making, shrouded in tradition, prayer, and of course, smoke. But what exactly happens behind those closed doors in Vatican City? How is the leader of over 1.3 billion Catholics chosen? It's a process that blends deep spirituality with ancient rituals. And today we're pulling back the curtain to show you how this momentous decision unfolds. Join us as we explore the mystery, the history, and the profound significance behind the Conclave, the sacred gathering where the world's most important spiritual leader is chosen. Get ready for a journey into the heart of one of the most secretive elections in human history. You might be surprised to learn that technically any baptized Catholic man can become Pope. Yes, you heard that right. It doesn't matter if he's a priest, a cardinal, or even a regular parishioner. He could be elected to lead the entire Catholic Church. But before you rush off to Vatican City, it's important to understand that while this is the rule, it's also an exception to the tradition. In practice, the Pope is almost always chosen from the College of Cardinals, a group of high-ranking bishops and archbishops who have been specially appointed by the reigning Pope. So, while there are no hard and fast rules barring non-cardinals, the last time a non-cardinal was elected Pope was more than 600 years ago. In reality, to become Pope, you're going to need to climb the ranks of the Church. Step one is becoming a priest, and that's no small task. It requires years of theological study, a commitment to celibacy, and a deep spiritual vocation. After that, the next step is becoming a bishop, which is a much rarer title. Only about 5,000 bishops in the world, compared to the hundreds of thousands of priests. And to make it to cardinal, even fewer make the cut. To put it simply, becoming Pope is more like an inside job. It's not about campaigning or popularity contests. It's about earning the trust of those already in power, the cardinals who will ultimately decide. And even after all that, your journey isn't over. You'll still have to convince enough cardinals to vote for you, which, as you can imagine, is no easy feat. The process of electing a new pope begins with a very specific moment. Sede vacante, Latin for the see being vacant, or in simpler terms, the papal chair is empty. This happens when the sitting pope dies, or, as in rare cases, when a pope resigns. Most recently, we saw this with Pope Benedict XVI, who made history as the first pope in over 600 years to resign from the papacy. When the papacy becomes vacant, the governance of the Church temporarily shifts to the College of Cardinals. They're entrusted with guiding the Church during this interim period, ensuring that no major decisions are made until a new pope is chosen. But that doesn't mean things go quiet. In fact, this time of sede vacante is filled with intense preparation and prayer. During this time, the College of Cardinals holds general congregations, daily meetings where they discuss the state of the Church, the challenges ahead, and most importantly, the qualities they need in a new pope. These meetings are both spiritual and practical. Cardinals begin to discern who might be the right candidate to take on the immense responsibility of leading the Catholic Church. It's a time of prayer, reflection, and quiet preparation, critical steps that set the tone for the conclave to come. Now, there's something important to note here. Even though there's no pope officially making decisions, the urgency and responsibility felt during sede vacante are palpable. With the chair vacant, the Catholic world watches in anticipation. As the cardinals prepare, for the moment when they will gather to select the new leader. This period can last days or weeks, but it's always full of intense behind-the-scenes activity as the cardinals ready themselves to embark on a decision that will impact millions worldwide. When the papal chair is officially vacant, the conclave begins. The word conclave comes from the Latin conclave, meaning with a key, symbolizing the complete isolation of the cardinal electors as they begin their sacred task. Once the conclave starts, the cardinals are sequestered in Vatican City, away from the outside world. They take a solemn vow to keep everything that happens behind those closed doors absolutely secret. For the duration of the conclave, the cardinals live in strict isolation. Their phones, emails, and all forms of communication with the outside world are taken away. They are completely cut off. This level of seclusion isn't just a formality, it's a necessity. It ensures the cardinals are free from external pressures and influences, allowing them to make their decision based solely on prayer, discernment, and discussion. The conclave officially begins with a Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, where the cardinals invoke the guidance of the Holy Spirit to help them choose the next pope. After the Mass, the cardinals process into the Sistine Chapel, where the election will take place. The chapel itself, adorned with Michelangelo's Last Judgment on the altar wall, is filled with both spiritual significance and a sense of awe. It's a fitting location for such a monumental event. Once inside, the cardinals take a solemn oath of secrecy, swearing to keep all details of the election process confidential. This oath is not just a formality, it's a sacred promise that reflects the seriousness of the task at hand. After the oath is taken, the words extra omnes are spoken, signaling that everyone else, journalists, aides, and even the faithful outside, must leave the chapel. The doors are locked, and the world waits. From here on, the conclave is a process governed by sacred rituals and timeless tradition. The cardinals are isolated, the atmosphere is prayerful, and the future of the Church is in their hands. The isolation isn't just physical. It's a mental and spiritual retreat that will last until a new pope is elected. Now, let's dive into the heart of the process, the voting. Every day during the conclave, 4 rounds of voting take place. 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. It's a meticulous and prayerful process. Every vote is cast with a deep sense of spiritual responsibility. Each cardinal is given a rectangular ballot paper. On this paper, they write the name of the cardinal they believe should be elected pope. While the vote is theoretically open to any baptized Catholic man, the cardinals will only vote for someone present in the conclave, so the list of candidates is already limited to their fellow cardinals. After writing their choice, the cardinals walk to the altar in front of Michelangelo's magnificent frescoes. One by one they approach the chalice, where they drop their folded ballot after reciting a solemn Latin oath. They swear before God that they are voting for the candidate they believe to be best suited to lead the Catholic Church. Once all the votes have been cast, the ballots are counted and the results are tallied. If any cardinal receives a 2/3 majority, the vote is considered successful, and a new pope is elected. However, reaching that majority is not always easy. The cardinals often spend days, sometimes weeks, deliberating, praying, and revisiting their choices, trying to find consensus. If no one achieves the required 2/3 majority after each round of voting, something crucial happens. The ballots are burned in a special stove inside the Sistine Chapel. This is where the iconic black smoke comes into play. The smoke rises from the chimney in the Vatican, signaling to the watching world that no pope has been chosen yet. It's a moment of suspense, watched by millions on live television, with the world holding its breath. The black smoke is a sign that the cardinals need more time. Sometimes, after a few rounds of balloting, they might even turn to private discussions to try and coalesce around a single candidate. But each round brings them one step closer to a decision, and with each round, the tension builds. After days of voting, prayer, and reflection, the moment of truth finally arrives. The tension that has built up over the past days, sometimes even weeks, breaks with the rise of white smoke from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. This is the signal to the world that a new pope has been elected. The sight of white smoke billowing into the sky is the confirmation everyone has been waiting for. The cardinals have reached a decision, and the Catholic Church has a new leader. Once the votes are counted, the Dean of the College of Cardinals turns to the newly elected cardinal and asks two critical questions. Do you accept your canonical election as Supreme Pontiff? And by what name do you wish to be called? These questions may seem simple, but the gravity of the moment weighs heavily on the chosen cardinal. Accepting the papacy means embracing one of the most powerful and sacred responsibilities on earth. Once the elected cardinal agrees, the final ballots are burned in the stove, and, without the chemical additive, the smoke rises once more, this time white. The world erupts in jubilation as the faithful know that a new pope has been chosen. The cheers from the crowd in St. Peter's Square are heard worldwide, and the tension in the air dissolves into excitement. Soon after, the newly elected pope is led to the Room of Tears, a small chamber next to the Sistine Chapel, where the pope will don his papal vestments for the first time. It's called the Room of Tears because many new popes are overcome with emotion upon accepting the tremendous responsibility placed upon them. The senior cardinal deacon steps out onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and announces to the waiting crowd, "Habemus Papam," meaning, "We have a pope." The new pope then appears, and for the first time he addresses the people from the balcony, delivering his first Urbi et Orbi blessing. To the city and to the world, he says, marking the beginning of his papacy. It's a moment of great celebration, both for the faithful in the square and for millions of Catholics around the world. The selection of a new pope is not just a political event. It's a spiritual moment of unity, renewal, and hope for the entire Church. The election of the Pope is much more than just the selection of one man. It represents the continuity of the Catholic Church, an institution that spans over 2 millennia. Each election is a renewal of the Church's mission to guide and inspire its followers, to carry forward the legacy of St. Peter, and to provide spiritual leadership to the faithful around the world. While the process may seem mysterious or even ancient, it is deeply meaningful. The conclave is a reminder that this isn't just a position of power. It's a role of immense spiritual responsibility, grounded in faith, prayer, and humility. The new pope, chosen by his fellow cardinals, will lead the Church through the challenges and triumphs of the years ahead, shaping its direction and continuing the work of those who came before him. So, next time you see the white smoke rise from the Vatican, you'll understand the significance of that moment. The culmination of a process that is as sacred as it is historic. Whether it takes days or weeks, the election of the Pope is always a moment of deep reflection and hope for the Catholic world. What do you think of this ancient, sacred process? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights into fascinating topics, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.